Hello, first graders and friends. Happy Friday. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal attire. I'm dressed like a cow. And you know why? Because these are my favorite pajamas. And today we're having a pajama party. So, if you're not in your pajamas, go ahead, pause this video, and go put your pajamas on. As you can tell, my pajamas have a cow wearing sunglasses on top. Very comfortable. But probably not going to wear this hood up the whole time because it can be very distracting. And I want our brains focused and ready to listen today. So, to get us started for our read aloud, we are going to say our Hoover Kids on Course motto. Alright, so you guys know what to do. You'll repeat after me. And if we have some fellow friends with us that aren't usually in Kids on Course, you can go ahead and join along. Okay, let's begin. I am smart. I believe in myself. I am a great kid. I have courage. I deserve to learn. Today is going to be awesome! And of course it is because it's Friday and we love Fridays. So we are ready, focused, and going to listen very well. But before we do that, we need to go over our questions from Monday. So, first, who are the characters in our story so far? Our characters are Liza, Melody, Howie, Eddie. So those four are students. Then we have Mr. Jenkins, who is the camp counselor that the kids are kind of scared of. And then we have Coach Ellison, who is the supervisor for their camp visit. So, number 2, where are they going? They are headed to Camp Lone Wolf to prepare for a rowboat race. And lastly, what does the word imagine mean? So, the word imagine means to create a mental image in your head of something that isn't actually in the present time. Basically, this means when you go and you play outside in your backyard and you turn your backyard into a pirate ship, or you turn it into a grocery store and you pretend you're imagining that those places are around you, or those people, or whatever. And so, when you are imagining something, it just means that you're creating an image that's just pretend. It's not actually there. So, and we do this a lot for fun. It can make being outside so fun, or turn our basement into a new adventure. So, we imagine a lot. Alright, now that we've gone over our questions, we're going to get into our story, The Adventure of the Bailey School Kids. Pirates don't wear pink sunglasses. And we are starting chapter 2. It is called Captain Teach. So let's begin. Welcome to Camp Lone Wolf, Bailey kids, Mr. Jenkins boomed in a voice loud enough to rattle the bus windows. I hope you're ready to work those rowing muscles of yours. I hope he doesn't make a snack out of my muscles, Melody whispered, but she quickly fell silent when Mr. Jenkins glared at her. His eyes were bloodshot and underlined with dark circles. He looked like he hadn't slept since the last time she'd seen him. It's kind of you to give us a discount, Coach Ellison said. The school couldn't afford to pay full price. Mr. Jenkins scratched his tangled beard and shrugged. Business has been slow. At least this way the camp is earning some money. And I was lucky to run into Captain Teach. He's helping me out at no cost. Mr. Jenkins nodded to the burly man. Teach knows all about making a crew ship shape, so you rookies pay attention and you'll win that boat race. I'd rather eat hot dogs and ice cream, Eddie laughed, but his smile faded when Mr. Jenkins grinned back, showing all his teeth. Mr. Jenkins licked his lips. We'll worry about eating later, after Teach is through with you. Liza gulped. I'm already worried. They're all yours, Mr. Jenkins told Captain Teach as he stalked into the woods. Coach Ellison held his hand out to the new instructor. "Hello, I'm Frank Ellison, the Bailey coach." Instead of shaking his hand, Captain Teach spit on the dusty ground and adjusted his pink sunglasses. So we have a picture to look at. We have Coach Ellison, Mr. Jenkins. He does kind of look like a wolf. And then we have Captain Teach. Think about what he looks like. Does he look like a pirate? Coach Ellison dropped his hand to his side and stammered, "We're honored to have an experienced instructor. Where did you get your experience?" Captain Teach scowled and spoke with a gruff accent. "Me life has been the sea, and I work where the tide takes me." He winked at Coach Ellison and then turned to the kids clustered by the bus. "Why are you sailors loafing about?" he growled. "Get your gear stowed in the cabins and then hightail it to the docks. We've work to do." The kids ran into each other as they grabbed their bags and headed for the cabins. Melody, Liza, and the other girls dumped their bags on the bunks in Cabin Grey Wolf. Dust clouds poofed from the mattresses and made them sneeze. "This place is filthy," Melody snapped. "It looks like no one has been here since we left." Liza knocked some cobwebs down with a pillow. "You're probably right. Everybody started going to Camp Soaring Eagle on the other side of Sheldon City." "Camp Soaring Eagle is fantastic," Carrie said. "It's much better than this flea nest. It has horses, motor scooters, and even scuba gear. I went there for 2 weeks. It was a blast." Carrie's father was the president of Bailey City Bank, and she always got to do whatever she wanted. Alright, so we have Liza, and you can see all of the dust flying up when she sets her backpack down. And we have a new character, Carrie. "I don't think Camp Lone Wolf can afford that stuff," Liza said. "It won't be able to afford to stay open if it doesn't do something fast," Carrie snapped. "My dad said this place is broke. If they don't make this month's payment, Bailey Bank is going to take over." "What does a bank want with a camp?" Melody asked. Carrie smiled. "They're going to sell it to Mega Mall Development Company so Bailey City can have the biggest mall in the country." "But we've already have a mall," Melody reminded Carrie. Liza looked out the dusty window at all of the tall pine trees. "It'd be a shame to tear down all those trees. And what about the animals and Mr. Jenkins?" Carrie shrugged. "Who cares about that mangy man and all those nasty creatures? A mall would be great." "I'm not so sure," Liza muttered as the girls headed back outside. They met Eddie and Howie outside Cabin Silverwolf. Tall weeds sprouted around the cabin. "This place is a mess," Howie said. "It's gone to the dogs," Eddie laughed. "Or should I say, the wolves." Liza's face turned pale. Maybe wolves have taken over. After all, I haven't seen any other camp counselors. "Liza's right," Melody said. Eddie laughed at his friends. I have plenty of mistletoe with me. Besides, Coach Ellison and Captain Teach are here. We have nothing to worry about." Howie took a deep breath and looked at his friend. "I hope you're right." Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. So I have a couple questions for you before we go. Number 1, what new characters were introduced this chapter? You should have 2 new characters. Number 2, what activities do you like to do outdoors? And number 3, would you rather hang out at a mall or go to a summer camp? So, discuss these questions with the people around you or think about them and save your answers for Monday. We will be back for chapter 3. Have a good weekend, everybody.